Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Ness We Trust here. So today I wanted to go ahead and bring you guys a review video, thoughts video, I guess you could say, on the new exotic gauntlets for the Warlock. With Xur's recent appearance at the tower, he brought the Nothing Manacles for the Warlock, which you can see on my character right now. And I've generally... I obviously bought them the first day that he was there. I put some XP into him with some bounties that I was holding, maxed it out right away. Didn't really mess around with them yet, though. I wanted to kind of see what people were, generally what people's opinions were on the item, and then go from there. You never want to just sit there and listen to the first person you hear's opinion on things, because you know they could be completely wrong. You don't know. So now that and as far as what I've heard from people, I've heard that they're really good. I've heard that they're okay. I've also heard that they're completely shit. So obviously when you hear mixed opinions like that, you want to kind of do your own research, or you should want to do your own research and kind of form your own opinion on them. And get statistical evidence to support, you know, stuff like that. So let's get into it. The gauntlets themselves... Nothing Manacles. I'm not really going to go into these guys too much. The unique or exotic perk here is Scatter Charge. Enables tracking for scatter grenades, holds an extra scatter grenades charge. So obviously you get another grenade and it enables tracking. Okay, that's cool, that's great. Before we even get into the exotic gauntlets themselves, we should touch on the grenades. Looking at the Voidwalker class grenades here, the Vortex Grenade, the Scatter Grenade, and the Axion Bolt. Vortex Grenade, I'm not even going to get into this. It's such a situational grenade. I'm not going to sit here and call it bad. You know, for the most part, I know there's probably that one guy who might end up or might not end up watching this video. It says, oh, I love Vortex Grenade. I use it in control and it zones people off flags and it's so good and blah, blah. That's fine, dude. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But for the most part, it's too, not unconventional, what's the word? It's too situational of a grenade to be just your everyday use, every match use grenade. It's just not worth it, guys. Scatter Grenade, Axion Bolt. That leaves us with these two guys here. Axion Bolt, we know how strong this is. The amount of time that it tracks you for, the length and distance that it tracks you for, it's obviously very good. This grenade is amazing. That's why it's the only one that 99% of Voidwalkers used, correct? Getting into Scatter Grenade, nobody really looked at this. I noticed from the first day, I kind of like, you know, back when Destiny first launched, I messed around with all the grenades. Scatter Grenade, I noticed that it did a lot of damage, but it wasn't worth the damage because you just get so much more out of Axion Bolt. Scatter Grenade, you threw it. The way it works is it starts off as a single grenade. As soon as it hits a solid object, whether it be the ground or another enemy or whatever, it expands into a couple different grenades, and then those grenades then explode, and they each have their set damage, right? And then, you know, they do like this little area, tiny little area of effect explosion, and it does a lot of damage, actually. It does a lot of burst damage, but they were just too situational and overall just not that great. So now, with the Nothing Manacles, they have the ability to track, and you get an extra one. So let's talk about that. First, let's talk about the fact that you get an extra grenade. So some people might think, okay, an extra grenade, that's awesome, you know, that's two grenades, it's amazing. Well, when you look at I'm going to go ahead and provide you guys with some actual statistics here and stats for the grenade. As far as cooldown goes, when you have, obviously I have both my grenade charges here, correct? When I use one grenade, I still obviously have this one grenade that I'm able to use, right? I have one grenade charge. The second grenade charge is now on cooldown, and it's coming up right now. You can see the rate at which it's going up right here on my screen with the little white line. The cooldown with max discipline, okay, so now I don't have max discipline right now, so this is, you know, I mean, I could put on my Robe of Exiles or whatever and, you know, have 100% discipline. This is with 100% discipline, because this is what I did the math on. You know, I just changed my build since then because this is just the build I prefer. But with 100% discipline, when you have one grenade charge, when you are holding one grenade charge, your second grenade charge will take 54 seconds to come up. 54. That is ridiculous. That is a very long time, guys, to wait for a grenade to come up. It's nearly doubled what the normal rate should be with 100% discipline for a grenade. And I say that because like I said, I've done the math, I've already done the research and stuff and put it into it. When you have no charges of grenades, so let's use both our grenades here. We now have no charges. You can, number one, you can visually see the white line and see the rate at which it's coming back up is a lot faster than while we were holding one charge of our grenade. And that's because it literally is shorter. When you have no charges of a grenade, it takes 26 seconds, which is the normal rate. The absolute normal rate with 100% discipline is 26 seconds. So once this comes back up, boom, now I have this one, you're going to notice how long it takes for me to get the second charge. And that is because it is double the time, because the game recognizes that I already have a grenade up, and therefore your second one isn't going to come up as fast. However, you see how I got the long cooldown right now. I use this. Now it immediately starts coming off cooldown faster, at a faster rate at least than what it was before. So that's just something to keep in mind when you have no charges when you're holding no grenades, 26 seconds. When you do have a grenade charge, 54 seconds, and the rate changes if you use, if you use your second grenade charge that you're holding. So that's that. With the if you want to get more into it, or people that are wondering, with the energy drain effect, which is a effect obviously that the Voidwalker has. Energy drain, a powerful melee attack which drains energy from enemies and uses it to reduce the cooldown of your grenade. Obviously, it seems pretty damn good, right? Especially when you're using these, and you want to get your grenade up as fast as possible. With that, it basically changes the cooldown of, so we already talked about, how the rate is different depending on how many grenade charges you're holding, 1, 2, or none, right? When you're holding when you have no grenade charges, so when you're getting your normal cooldown, the cooldown goes from 26 seconds to 18 seconds while you have the energy drain effect going. So it's okay, right? I mean, you get 8 seconds knocked off. 18-second grenade is pretty damn good. If you use it and you are holding, so like right now, how I have one grenade charge here, I obviously have the long cooldown. It goes from 54 seconds to 48 seconds. Now, I don't know the formula or what goes into that exactly, or how Bungie came about that, but that's the way it is. So, 54 seconds to 48 seconds roughly, and then 26 seconds to 18 seconds. So with that, like I said, that was the last I want to talk about that. I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys that information because I don't know if everybody actually knew that, right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get into some clips, some video clips, showcasing my opinions and, kind of just giving you guys a general thoughts on, how I feel about the gauntlets, whether they're worth it or not. So let's get right into it. Okay, so first we're going to get into the positives of the grenade themselves, and therefore, the gauntlets. So here you see me get in a fight with a guy with a thorn. He moves to the left to avoid any further damage from my thorn, and I throw my scatter grenade a little bit to the right of him, and because of the tracking, it's able to finish him off. As I move over to this side of the map here, you're going to notice a little skirmish where I throw the scatter grenade in between two enemies. So here I throw it right now. I throw it in between the two of them. The scatter grenade chases, because of the tracking, chases the first guy that ran into the building, so he's got to be weak. I finish off the second guy, come in here, clean up a little bit. Now this second guy here, you notice he had an overshield. He's at about 150, 160% there. I throw a grenade at the ground right before I die, and the grenade finishes him off. It does a lot of damage, like I said before. So definitely a positive of the grenade. You can see that the tracking situationally can be pretty damn good, and the damage on it is really good. Right here I throw it right at this guy's feet, boom, insta kill. He's at full HP there, and it takes him out. Another example of that right here, I run in here with my shotgun, notice that I'm about to die, throw the grenade, and it 100 to 0s this guy. So obviously you can see the damage is definitely there, and that's definitely a plus side of using these gauntlets and getting 2 of these grenades. It's best used anticipating the enemy. Like in that situation there, I saw the red on my radar, and I knew that I was going to get pushed. I threw it at the ground, gave the grenade the time to set, and all the little the mini grenades to come out and set themselves, and right there, use it again. You can see the damage is insane when you get all of the ticks off on an enemy. Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the positives, such as the damage and whatnot, let's get into some of the negatives, or some of the hardships that I faced when learning how to use the grenade. When I first started using the grenade, it felt really inconsistent to me. Sometimes it 100 to 0'd people, like what I showcased already, and sometimes it did stuff like this, which is literally nothing. I still got the kill there, but that was because of the thorn and not the grenade. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some tips about using the grenade, so hopefully it avoids you guys from these types of hardships that I'm showcasing right now. As I said before, you should give the grenade a second or so to set, and that is because you want all of the projectiles from the grenade to kind of set. What happens at that point is it's a similar interaction to kind of like what the arc bolt and the firebolt do. It does like a quick scan, or it will be drawn to enemies that are near the little projectiles. However, obviously it doesn't have the range of the arc bolt or the firebolt grenade. The range and the actual tracking length and distance on each projectile from the scatter grenade is actually not that far, and each one individually actually doesn't do that much damage. You can see there's another example. It's really, the grenade itself is actually pretty damn weak to mobility, so if somebody blinks or even double jumps out of the grenade, it's literally not going to do anything. Right here in that example that I just showed, or that you guys just witnessed, if that was an Axion bolt and I threw it, even though the grenade wasn't in the best place, the placement wasn't the best, if that was an Axion bolt, it would have killed that guy because it would have tracked him. So what you generally want to do with the grenade itself is you definitely want to, as I said before in the positives of the grenade, you want to anticipate where the enemy is going to be. If you see the red on the map, kind of approach it in a situation where you want to set it up kind of like a trap. Think of like a trip mine grenade or a lightning grenade. You throw it up beforehand, they run into the radius, and it kills them. It's just the way that it is. If you use the grenade and somebody blinks or moves, yeah, one or two of the projectiles might hit them, but it'll hit them for literally like no damage. You need that explosion, that initial explosion. You need the majority of the projectiles to hit to really get that damage that you want. So with that being said, guys, you generally want to avoid using the grenades out in the open space. It's generally better used in tighter, closer quarters, at least for PvP content. This game has too much mobility involved with it to kind of just throw the grenade out in the open, because it won't do any damage, as I showed in the examples. Or if you do throw it out in the open, you got to be spot on with the placement. So yeah, that was pretty much it, guys, and that's all I have to really say about the gauntlets themselves. I'm not saying that they're extremely bad. I'm not saying that they're extremely good. I'm saying that they're kind of situational. If I can see where if somebody got pretty damn good with the placement of the grenade, it can definitely be effective for sure. For somebody who was newer to the game or maybe not as skilled in PvP, things like that, I would still 100% recommend the Axion bolt. But for the most part, I would say I was happy with the results of the gauntlets. I don't think that they're, as I said before, I don't think they're bad. I don't necessarily think that they're really good. I just think that they're decent, and you know, that's all there is to it. I mean, I wasn't really overwhelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed. I think that they can be effective, and like I said, if someone really gets good with the placement of the grenade, they can be pretty damn good. Not to mention, I really like the cosmetic look of the gauntlets themselves. As far as, I don't really want to get into the PvE stuff too much, but I think that that's where the second perk on the gauntlets comes in. I believe it's called Innervation. It reduces a grenade cooldown each time you pick up an orb of light, so that in conjunction with you know, say you're playing in a party and you guys are trying to speed run strikes. I used to do that before with a couple of my friends. We would have like a Titan with what is it, the gauntlets, the ones that give you the chance to pick up a bunch of heavy ammo. I don't know why the heck I'm forgetting the name right now, but we would have somebody with that to constantly have heavy, you know, Thunderlord, Galahorns, whatever, with Warlocks with Obsidian Mind, and we'd all be running Soul Rip, and we'd just like run around just spotting everything, you know, so just constantly generating orbs of light. So I could see it could be pretty damn fun, you know, if you rock these gauntlets in PvE. and just have your friends constantly making orbs, and you know, you just constantly get your grenade up as fast as possible with energy drain and innervation, you know, and just spamming the scatter grenades everywhere. It could be pretty damn fun. So you know, I think that they're pretty decent. And like I said, I mean, the Axion Bolt is, even though it's like top tier PvP, it's actually pretty damn bad in PvE. So you know, I think it is a better option for PvE, you know, probably between that and the Vortex Grenade. But anyways, guys, that's all I had to say about the gauntlets. I hope you guys enjoyed my thoughts. I don't know, I kind of tried to put some more effort into this video so you guys had some facts and statistics. But anyways, guys, I'll see you guys later. Peace.